How does light interact with different objects? Students will likely recognize that light interacts with different objects in different ways. They will have experience with light going through windows, but being blocked by walls or doors. In thinking about how light interacts with other objects, they may even draw upon experiences with shadows and reflections. This lesson provides students with an opportunity to explore such interactions using a light source and a range of materials. It will be important to normalize the method by which students test the materials so that data can be gathered and shared under the pretext that students worked in similar ways. For example, placing a flashlight too far from an object may skew results and have implications in both follow-up discussions as well as overall understanding. While it's true that looking for shadows may indicate opacity, placing the object between the viewer and the light source may result in more accurate determinations. Additionally, important exchanges will arise as students talk about how their results are interpreted. For example, is a sticky note transparent if it isn't large enough to block the entirety of the flashlight? What about a colander with its many holes and strange shadows? As with all of these lessons, kids' evidence should be the driving force of the discussions. It is important, as teachers, that we understand the concepts of transparent, translucent, and opaque well enough in order to support the dialogue that takes place as students speak about their experiences with clarity. As students continue their investigations in this lesson, they will categorize the materials based on how much light is able to pass through each object. Let's take a moment to examine the proof that I was looking for as I did this experiment. To begin, let's see what my light source looks like with nothing placed in front of it. Some objects allow all light to pass through them. Such materials are transparent. As mentioned before, sometimes looking at an object's shadow can give us some information about how much light is passing through the material. In this case, what appears on the table is a very clear beam of light. Placing the cup between my line of sight and the light source shows me that this material lets most, if not all, of the light through. Other objects allow some light to pass through them, thus they are translucent. At first glance, the paper bag seems to be opaque. I'm not seeing any light on the table. However, this view does prove that the bag is translucent. Some of the light can be seen. Lastly, some objects don't allow any light to pass through them. They block the light completely. These materials are opaque. As expected, the wooden block gives us a clear dark shadow on the table. Placing the block between our eyes and our light source further proves that no light is getting through the material.